Come on the county, let's have a score. Come on the county, let's have some more. We're all behind you, so never fear. Come on the county, promotion's near. Run lads, shoot lads, give your heart and soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a goal. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it yet. Come on Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello there and welcome to the 1912 Exiles podcast, the original, the biggest, the best Newport County podcast made by the fans, for the fans. I'm Ed. Just a quick introduction from me for another little bonus episode whilst the pod team take a few weeks off. This was recorded back in April, but we kept it to one side for a rainy day, a sunny day, probably a sunny day. It's boiling here. And this is a little mini match report from our man on the Northern Beat, Ian Street. Not about a game in the far-flung parts of the north of England, nor indeed about games during the World Cup, but it was recorded in North America, a couple of months back. So this is Ian's match diary from the baseball in Chicago to tide you over until we have further content for you. On that subject, we will have a special mini episode next week, exploring whether we can divine anything from pre-season friendlies as to whether the team is any good or not before the big kick-off for the season proper. And we're also sitting down next week to record a video guide to Somerton Park so that younger fans can learn what it was like and older fans can bask in nostalgia. So that will be out in early July. But yeah, so this episode you've got about 15 minutes worth of Ian talking you through a baseball game back in April. So let's hand over to him. Enjoy this and we will catch up with you soon.
So welcome to the north of America. Here I am in Chicago, basking after tuning in yesterday to watch us defeat the Cream Tea Munchers from Harrogate. And we now maybe might survive this season. Still need another win, I think. But I'm doing something a bit different today. Yep, I'm in Chicago, and I'm going to head to the north side of Chicago, up to Wrigleyville, to Wrigley Field, very famous ground, allegedly, to watch the Chicago Cubs play a bit of rounders, or whatever they call it over here. Baseball, I believe it is. I know nothing about baseball, absolutely nothing. So it's going to be an experience. But I am, as many of you will know, like a good stadium, like to sort of soak up the atmosphere, see what it's all about. One of the things I think will be interesting for me today is this isn't a ground that's a soulless bowl on the outskirts of town like a lot of American stadiums are that we've started copying. So the White Sox, which is the team over the south side where I'm staying, that's in a massive car park, railway lines going past it. It's completely cut off from any community that wants to watch it. But the Cubs have kept their ground bang in the middle of the community where they're from. So much so that it was the last ballpark in America that could play evening games because the local residents objected to the floodlights. So I think it was only 1955 when they started doing evening games. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's loads of bars nearby. It should have a real sort of atmosphere. And again, unlike many grounds in America, which I think is going to be a problem come the World Cup, you can get there on public transport. So as you know, and it's good, the public transport in Chicago, fair play to it. It's cheap. There's buses, there's trains, there's the famous L. So yeah, looking forward to that. We're going to shoot up there and see what North Chicago has got to offer in terms of cheese and charcuterie and pre-match beverages. I've already had me deep pan pizza. I've had me Italian beef. I've had me burger. Doing all the American stuff. But I don't know anything about baseball. Luckily, I'm here with a guide. So one of my daughter's boyfriends, Coop, who is American, can tell me something about baseball, like a bluffer's guide in like 30 seconds or so. Coop, welcome to the pod. You all right?
I'm all right, yes. Hello. From what I've heard, it's very similar to rounders. You've got your first base, second base, third base to make a full diamond at home. You got the take turns. One team is trying to score. Other team is trying to get 3 outs, just so they can take their turn to score. There's typically 9 innings, and it's a pretty low-scoring game sometimes, but if it's tied, they just keep going. And
So it's quite hard to actually score a run.
I would say it's depends on the game and how good of hitters you have up to bat, but I would say it's pretty, like a home run is pretty rare. Maybe like a few times a game, if that.
So we might see one today.
I hope we will. Yeah, that would be fun. Yes, and then a grand slam is when the bases are loaded. We have first, second, and third base full. So someone scores, and then it takes 4 points.
And I think one of the things that's astonished me, we often moan in Britain about, or certainly the top flight teams moan about how many games they have to play. Mm-hmm. I'm astonished to learn that the baseball season, which was only just started, we're only early into it, goes on for 162 games.
Yes, it is a lot, and I think they have to kind of, because of that, be careful how often they let, especially the pitchers, because if they have them pitch 162 games, 9 innings, they'll just throw their arm out. So we'll probably see quite a bit of. They have
change the pitches.
Quite a big team, and they keep them in rotation to make sure that everyone's staying healthy and can play through the season. So, but yeah, lots of games.
So, Coop, you're Californian, so you root for what, the Padres or the Giants? Who's your...
I would root for the Giants. They had a good...
San
Francisco Giants, yeah. They used to play in the Candlestick was their very iconic field, but then they changed, and now I've been to it. The Coca-Cola Stadium or something like that.
That's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Candlestick Park sounds much better.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and like seeing the last game that they played out there. But yeah, the Giants all the way. Any team that's not the Dodgers, really.
Any team that's not the Dodgers. And is that historic? Because they were one of the famous teams when they moved out of Brooklyn and just moved all the way to Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And they've also got lots of money. Is that why everyone in America doesn't like them?
Yeah, they lost their East Coast fans when they moved, and then now they I guess they won the last World Series they have a few very cool players from Japan, like the Shohei Ohtani, and I can't remember the other few, but yeah, I think they're kind of, you could say, the main villain of the MLB. Yes, yeah.
But today, even though you're a Giants, we're going Cubs all the way. Is that right?
We're going Cubs all the way. Yes,
okay.
I think that. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know much about how the start of their season has been, but I hope they do good today.
And we're playing. I love the name. We're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes.
So my geography of America is awful. So Pittsburgh's not everywhere's a million miles from here, isn't it? It's not a million miles away, is it?
No, they're pretty close.
So almost a derby, although not really.
An American derby. Still got to get a flight, and yeah, but I think it'll be good. It'll be good.
And Chicago is famously cold and windy and snowy and icy. And yeah, I'm looking out of the window here, and I'm wearing a T-shirt to the game, a fabulous T-shirt that actually says on it, Chicago's greatest dad, Cubs, that my daughter has bought me, because today is also my birthday. So 59 years young, we're going to all wrap up here. We're going to go up to Wrigley Park and see what it's all about. So we're in Wrigleyville, no charcuterie and cheese, but we have found a pastrami hash with the sunny side up. No, sunny side up. I think that's what I had. There was a lot of egg choices. It's quite confusing. But we've found a fabulous microbrewery, as is my want, called the Pilot Project Brewery. And I've had a cheeky little flight of 4. We've had a stout, we've had a pils, we've had a couple of IPAs, all brewed here in the north of Chicago. Bars filled up, a lot of people with their Cubs gear on. It's a very chilled atmosphere, but it's good. And we're going to head up shortly to see what Wrigley Field is all about. So we've got ourselves in Wrigley Field, and it's a great experience. I mean, there's a million stewards outside and in the ground, but they're not stewards as in the British way. They're like basically retired people here to help you, as far as I can make out. You can walk all the way around the ground, get a really good view of what everything is going on. Lots of activity. There is a little booth. I was chatting to one of the stewards and mentioned it was my birthday, so he sent me off to a booth, so I now have a birthday badge on. So as I walk around the ballpark, everybody is wishing me happy birthday, so that's pretty cool. I mean, for stadium aficionados, of which I am one, and there are many, fabulously designed grounds. You know, I find it interesting that it's a double-decker ground, big. I think there's be about 36,000 in today. And two sides of it basically run across the sort of V of the diamond, sitting behind the sort of home plate and stretching out down each side of the baseball diamond. And it's massive, with fabulous floodlights. To be fair, floodlight watch. It's like the roof at Summerton above the Hazel stand, but like on like steroids. Really good floodlights up there. But I find it really interesting that the other two sides of the ground are really low, and I think that's known as the bleachers. That's where the cheap seats are, and where they're going to hit the ball towards. But it's interesting how they've got this double-decker stand, but at that level, it's quite shallow, big screens and all that. And because it's quite shallow, the blocks of flats behind the ground have all got seats on top of them, a bit like when we put the temporary stands up when we play like Wrexham or whatever. So yeah, they've got temporary seats on the flats opposite that you can sit in. Wild. Obviously we've done the anthem and all that jazz. And Ali, my partner, is ordering beers from her seat that are going to be brought to us. That's how we roll. Singing sent me out to the ballpark. Now we're doing Go Cubs Go. Brilliant stuff. So that was great. Chicago Cubs were losing 5-0 and they came back to win basically right at the end of the game. At the end of the ninth innings, bottom of the ninth, they won 7-6. They came back to win. Amazing stuff. And there's lots of niche things. I love it that if the opposition hit a home run into the crowd just throw it back onto the pitch. Whereas if the Cubs hit one, we keep that ball. Great atmosphere, lovely people. Great stuff. I can do this again. So there we go. That's it from North America and North Chicago. Good fun, cheeky little bonus. But we'll see you for the serious stuff in another northern town, Barrow, in a couple of weeks. Hopefully we haven't got to go there to win to stay up. But if we have, we can do it. We'll see you there. In the meantime, as always, look after yourselves, look after each other, and keep it county.
We'll end this song just as we begun. The final chorus will now begin. So all together, let's all join in. Run, lads, shoot, lads, give your heart and soul. Run, lads, shoot, lads, give us all a go. Run, lads, shoot, lads, you can do it yet. Come on, Newport County, oh.